We are live and I'm going to start playing music. So, crossing fingers and trusting that this works. Um, I know that's been about a minute or so that I've been on Facebook. I'm going to check my stream. So, I'm going to just mute my mic for a moment so there's no reverb. So, I'm just going to mute my. All right. I don't think there's any music being played in the background. So, that's kind of a bummer because I would have to share my screen, and I'm not looking to share my screen, I'm just looking to actually play, like, audio. Well, I'll know at the end of this. Alright, enough with the technical stuff. We're on YouTube and we're on Facebook, so hello to all those who are watching. Um, we're gonna get comfy, and, yeah, I said I was gonna be committed to doing YouTube Live every single day. So, to my Facebook and my Instagram audience, if you haven't been noticing that I haven't been on for almost a week, it's because I've decided to start moving over to YouTube because my audience is there. And if you would love to follow and subscribe, it's the Superhero of Love on YouTube. And yeah, so I'm creating a, I'm basically taking all the lives that I've done from Instagram and Facebook and sort of just now moving on to YouTube. My desired outcome was to be on TikTok, but my account on TikTok is banned, so I can't I can't live stream on TikTok, which is so weird. But in any event, yeah, there's a lot of things that I'm gonna be touching upon, and hello to whoever is there. I'm on both YouTube and Facebook right now, so wherever you are, you can leave in the comments and just say hello. But first off, I want to start off with gratitude. I am grateful that I got another day. And also, today is American Thanksgiving. And though I'm not an official American citizen, I'm a Canadian citizen. I'm sending all my unconditional love and blessings to all of my American family who is celebrating Thanksgiving. However, there I question, like, shouldn't Thanksgiving be every day? I wonder if any of you ever thought that. Like, Thanksgiving, yes, we dedicate for one day. In Canada, we have it on the second Monday of October, and in America, it's the last Thursday of November. And the thing is, like, every day should be Thanksgiving's Day. Every day should be Gratitude Day. So, like, it's good that we at least have one, but I feel that we should be putting more emphasis on what we're really thankful for every single day. And that's why, like, every day when I'm coming on live, I kinda start off with, "I am grateful to be here, and I have another day to be alive. I'm here to be of service. I'm here to give back. I'm here to experience the highs, the lows, the ups, the downs, and everything in between." So I'm really grateful that not only do I have technology and I know how to use technology, but, like, being able to live stream on both YouTube and Facebook right now, and I know probably background music's not playing, but it's okay because it's playing for me, um, which I'm gonna figure out why I can't share just my audio and not just the video, because that's kind of annoying for StreamYards to not be able to just stream audio o I'm sure there is a way, but in any event, um, I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I have this opportunity to come on live and dedicate some time with y'all, and I said that I was going to be making a YouTube live every single day. I don't know how long, but imagine I do this every day for a year or every day for 2 years and see where it goes. Now, Thursdays may not be I'm just testing everything out, I'm seeing where this goes. Thursdays are usually my active rest day. Normally, I would be on the phone, so I'd be using my phone here to be live streaming, and, I'm gonna actually show some stuff while we s before I start getting into my wisdom. So, recently, like, because it's Black Friday week and tomorrow's actually Black Friday, I picked up a few things on Amazon. I picked up this gimbal. Um, it's pretty cool. It's made by a company called Hohem, and it's called the iSteady V3. Now, I desired the white one, and I purchased the white one, and I'm gonna be sending back the black one, but this gimbal is amazing, and if any one of you is interested in getting a gimbal for your phone, which isn't gonna break the bank, hit me up. I'm gonna send you the link for this because it's pretty cool. It has AI tracking. It has a remote. It's like it has a remote that you can be from a distance, and it's magnetic. And it has like a fill light, so like at the nighttime you can shoot. And the battery lasts without the AI tracking for about 13 hours, but with the tracking on, it's about 4 hours, which is 4 to 6 hours depending on how you use it. And it has an extendable like selfie stick as well. So it's pretty cool. And I basically took this out on one of my trail walks recently, and I saw how smooth the video was in comparison of me just holding the camera or my phone and walking around, which, you know, isn't the greatest. Yeah, and then when you're done, it kind of tucks in and it can actually fold into your pocket. Now, of course, it's gonna be kind of big in a pocket, but yeah. So that's one thing I purchased, and then this other thing that I recently did was upgrade my microphone set, and this microphone is called the Hollyland Lark M2, and it comes with 2 in a in this case, and it's a rechargeable case, and it's magnetic. This is the microphone, and I could plug it into my iPhone because it comes with these, like, these things that you can plug into an iPhone or an Android, and literally, it's, one of the best investments, and it didn't break the bank, and again, if anybody's interested in any of the things that I just showed, hit me up. I'll send you a link to those things because they're pretty awesome, and I'm so grateful that I listened to my intuition and not rushed to buy this microphone because I was like I desired it at the beginning of the month, and the universe was like, "Don't get it yet. Hold on, just wait." This is where patience comes into play, and this is where we're gonna start getting into the wisdom. Patience. That's a word that is a word that I have been literally going back and forth with throughout my entire life. You know, they say good things come to those who wait, right? And patience has been one of those things that has been the great mirror to remind me, to either teach me, to, mirror back to me, "Hey, dude, slow down." Now, like I mentioned, I just bought a microphone, and it was on sale for Black Friday. and Amazon has a Black Friday sale for the week. But had I bought this microphone before the Black Friday sale, I would have missed out on some savings. Price is not an object to me, but at the same time, why pay more for the same thing? Logically, like, it doesn't make any sense. Um, so I waited because the universe is like, just wait. And how did I hear the universe? How did I hear God? How did I hear Creator? So this is where there's a scripture in the Bible. And I'm not a Bible person. I've never read the Bible, but there are some verses that come through, and it's I forget which verse it is, but it says, "Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am God." And from your perspective, it'd be still and know that you are God. Now, that basically means shh, quiet down. Shh, quiet. And I say that to say that yes, when we're constantly thinking, and I'm a chronic overthinker. I've been a very deep thinker for a very long time. Just the words that I desired to summon out of me wasn't coming out. They were buried within my wisdom well, and I required another mirror to mirror them out to me to remind me, "Oh, I have the words now." And being still, that means doing nothing. And that goes kind of against how we have been living in society over the last however many years or decades. We've been constantly been programmed to do, achieve, 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 do, go, rush, 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 move, 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 instead of sit and don't do a thing. And I don't mean just sit and be scrolling on your phone because that's still doing something. I mean sit. And your mind is going to start screaming at you because you've been habituated to, like, go, 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 move, 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 do. It's to quiet down, slow down to a point where you stop, and you can call this meditation, you can call whatever word you want. Your mind's gonna say, "What am I gonna have for dinner?" Or, "Why did that person say this?" Or, "Why did that person say that to me?" Or, "Why did I do this?" Let the mind speak. The goal is to sit or lay down and do nothing. No doom scrolling, no no social media, no technology, no binge watching. Just sit and be still. And here's the thing. I, me, have this back and forth relationship with God. For those of you who know, what up, dude? Oh, when's my birthday? April 2nd. Uh, April 2nd, 1985. So yeah, for those, so my relationship with God has been back and forth. And this back and forth between me and God has been like, fucking hate you, God. I'm gonna destroy you. I'm gonna come back up there and I'm gonna take over as God. And as you can tell, that's a lot of ego coming from me. But that's not the real me. That's the egoic mind speaking. The thing is, what I have to learn and what I not even learn, what I have to remind myself is to be still and quiet down. And God is not a voice that you're gonna hear in your head. It's a frequency and it's based on your emotion. Let me run that one back. So God is not an old bearded dude sitting in the sky passing judgment. A lot of you may think that, and that's okay because we've been we've been playing broken telephone. And then for those of you who don't understand what broken telephone is, I'm going to demonstrate shortly. But essentially, God is an impersonal energy. It doesn't keep track of like, oh, he's doing a good thing, so we're going to give him good. Because they say like, why do good things happen to bad people and bad things happen to good people? It's because there is a emotional conviction inside that you feel you're unworthy. Bad people don't have unworthiness. And when I say bad, this is a 3D concept that we obviously came up with because there is no good and bad because it's all one in this universe, this multiverse. However, when with those souls who are committing not the greatest acts per se in their eyes, they feel like they're doing the world a favor. In others' eyes, not so much. We see things differently. But they have emotional conviction that propels them to have what they desire because there is no block, there is no limiting belief that they can't achieve this or be this. Whereas the good people, the ones that feel like they have to be humble and have humility, and I'm not saying those are bad traits because they're absolutely amazing, but when you use it as like some um, virtue, like having some virtuous thing. I must be humble. I must be humility. Otherwise, people will see me as not good or bad. And you're limiting yourself, plain and simple. So, again, I share this to share with you that be still and know that you are God. And I say that again because you're one with God. We have to quiet down the mind. And everything that you desire, everything that you ever desired desires you back. Let me run that one back one more time. Everything that you desire is already here in the now, but we've been conditioned to see the 3D world as, oh, I don't have the thing, so thus I must want the thing or I'm lacking the thing, and that creates emotional conviction to the universe saying, oh, okay, you're in that energy that you don't have the thing, so what's the universe to do? Give you more of the same. Manifestation as Nero. So Nero is another YouTuber who is raw, real, and extremely awesome. His YouTube channel is called Nero Knowledge. He's just another mirror to me. We're all mirrors to one another. We're nobody's teacher. We're nobody's student. That teacher-student paradigm ends. It's ending like now. All we're doing is exchanging information with one another. So Nero, his definition that he came up with, which was buried within his wisdom well that he brought up after reading 400 books and spending 8 years figuring out what manifestation is. It's shifting to a degree. It's shifting your emotional. Sorry, it's shifting internally to a degree where you're no longer emotionally dependent upon seeing reality change. You're either good with it or without it. So basically, from my deciphering or my translation of that is you're not caring if things show up or it doesn't. You're just good as is, plain and simple. And when you let go of the importance that it has to be like this, and this is what I used to do. It has to be like this. I must be here. I must do that. Look, it's great to set deadlines, but let it go. Like, I set a deadline that I desire to move to San Diego in 2025. If it doesn't happen, that's okay. It's going to happen. I know it's done. Just means that there's some things that I have to still take care of before I head down south. So what I'm saying is letting go of the important, letting go of it has to be this way. And I'm circling back to everything that I'm getting to. My relationship with God, like I said, has been going back and forth. And I keep getting reminded from like different mirrors to be still and do nothing. And it's not to say when you're doing nothing, it's like you're being lazy and you're being complacent. Far from the contrary, you're sitting and a you're having a relationship with God by just closing your eyes. And here's the thing. When we all pray, majority of us, when we are praying, we close our eyes. Again, this is what Nero shared in one of his videos. We close our eyes because it is our inner world, and God is within our inner world. And God has listened to you, but you haven't listened to God. You haven't listened to the creator within you. And that's by cutting out the noise. And the thing is, a lot of us, when we're thinking thoughts, and I'm guilty of this, we don't finish thinking the thought and processing the thought, and then we move on to the next thought. So an example, again, that Nero shared was you're driving to work, to a place that you absolutely detest, and you're getting cut off, and then you're thinking that thought, but you didn't fully process that thought, and then now you got stopped at a red light, and you're like, oh my God, I gotta get to work, I gotta get to work, and you're still haven't processed the first thought of like that person cutting you off, and now you're adding another thought, and then you're like, oh my God, I'm getting late, and then your boss calls you, where are you? That's a third thought. Oh my God, I'm gonna get fired when I get there. That's a third thought, and you're not processing it, and your mind is full. And in order to allow God in, you have to empty your mind. Imagine you have a cup and it's full. Let's let's use water, a cup of water, and it's full. It is so full, you can't add any more. Otherwise, it's going to start tipping over. You have to empty that cup so that you can pour, let's say, newer water in, or cleaner water, or another type of beverage in. We have to clear our mind. And how do you do that? You sit, you let your mind chatter, let it chatter, and you observe, but you don't entertain it. And I know that's easier said than done. I'm still even in the process of learning really sh not telling my mind to shut up, because that's like that's bullying yourself, number 1, and that's mistreating yourself. You're not to tell your mind to shut up, and I've done it a lot, and I can feel the difference between when I don't tell the mind to shut up, when I let the mind just speak, but I don't entertain it. I'm not giving power to it. I'm just, "Okay, I hear you, but, like, whatever." And I can feel the difference. I can feel the difference when, like, I can literally feel my neurons, like, dying when I'm saying, "Shut up, mind. Shut up, mind. Shut up, mind. Be quiet. Shut up. Stop talking." Versus, "Okay, I hear you. I'm not gonna entertain it, but I hear you." Your mind's gonna do this, and it's gonna take intentional practice. And where you put your attention and being intentional with what you are doing and being in the now. This is why I'm being an advocate of the present moment, because that really is the only thing. Like right now, I'm present with you. I'm not thinking, "Oh, what am I gonna say next?" Or, "Oh, what am I gonna be doing in an hour from now?" Or, "Oh, I have to call somebody in an hour." No, I'm 100 and I'm gonna use a random percentage. I'm 127%, like, locked in with y'all, present. And this piano music, even though I don't know if you can hear it or not, I'm sure you probably can't, um, unless I share it on my screen, which I'm not doing 'cause that will distract the hell out of me, but I'm present with you. So, here's the thing. I was gonna touch upon this broken telephone thing. You know, a lot of us, like, when we are thinking a thought, having an idea, we don't question it sometimes. We don't like, "Why am I thinking this thought?" Or, or what if it's a thought that somebody thought, but it's not the thought that you wanted to think, and you're not questioning it? So, like, for example, you know, I had this conversation with one of my soul sisters, and she said that that person is an old soul, and I'm like, I didn't just, like, let it slide. And it wasn't like I'm not a police, I'm not here to be your thought police, but at the same time, like, why did you call that person an old soul? First of all, just so you all know, every soul is the same age. How can one soul be older than another? Like, our physical body, yes, maybe, like, older than something, but our soul that resides within our meat suit, which it's technically our meat suit resides in our soul, but in any event, our soul is ageless, and every soul was created at the same time. What differs between each soul is experiences. That's why if somebody has like, "You have so much wisdom," that soul may have had more upbringing and, like, more, like, esoteric teachings or wisdom that was instilled into them than another soul. Doesn't mean that they're better, doesn't mean that they're an older soul, they're not. We're all one. We're all a part of the same oversoul, and, yeah, so, like, I questioned that. I didn't just, like, let it slide, and that's the thing that we tend to do is, like, we listen to somebody, and we just take it as is, and we don't question things. I'm a questioner. I question things. That may make it sound like that's a little too much. No, it's not, because, like, I desire to know thyself and know if I'm sharing something that is gonna be of value or not to somebody, and there was a perfect example of I was talking about the broken telephone thing earlier, and I'm gonna see if I can find it on my phone because it's on Instagram. Let's see. So I found this reel yesterday. I think it was yesterday. I just gotta find it. Instagram is interesting when you have to look for stuff. So I'm going on my Instagram. I'm going to save. Yeah, I found it. I think this is it. No, this is not it. Where are you? Ah, it's called a great example of miscommunication. So I know there's gonna be a little bit of delay or there's like reflection. So this example is one guy is telling the guy what it is, and then he's gonna tell him the same thing, and then he's gonna turn around and tell him the same thing. But then sooner or later, it's going to start breaking. And it already has started breaking from the original like person how when they started. See, right there was a miscommunication. And there was another miscommunication. And now there's broken telephone. And that girl did a broken telephone there. Now, mind you, they don't know what the other person is about to tell them. So that girl completely miscommunicated, and then that guy miscommunicated, and now they're thinking, oh, it's like brushing your teeth. But the first example was, I'm gonna kill you. So now it went from I'm gonna kill you to I'm brushing your teeth. I'm brushing my teeth. So my point to say is everything that was shared to you, whether it's an idea, a thought, question the fuck out of it. Even if somebody's even while I'm speaking, question the fuck out of what I'm saying too. So like don't just like take something for for truth right away. Like again, that example with my soul sister saying, this person is an old soul. No. Where did you get that from? Like what is an old soul? A soul that's older than other souls? No. That every soul is the same age. I am a type of person that's going to question everything. And if it's not important to you, you won't even care, and that's okay. But like, if I like to be able to not give misinformation. Yeah, sometimes I'm wrong. I'm not always right. I'm still fucking learning all this shit. And when I say learning, I mean I'm just gathering information because that's all we all are doing is we're information exchangers. And we're just gathering information and sharing it back and forth with one another. So I'm bringing this up because this is going to go hand in hand with the whole like thoughts and being still and know that I am God. For a long time, when I used to think that somebody says that be still, or not the quote, not the verse from the Bible, but they say, I'm God. I thought that they were having a God complex. And I I wasn't open minded to question it. I was just like, who the fuck do you think you are to tell me that you're God? Like that sounds ridiculous. And then over time, like this thought of like calling myself God it sounded like I'm now having that God complex like that person had. But then now everybody is starting to tap into the God frequency that they are God, and we're starting to change the narrative on these things. And that's the thing. Imagine if we didn't start questioning things, how things would have ended up. And this year specifically, it's the start of the Great Awakening. There are so many people who are awake, and I say that loosely because just because they may know doesn't mean that they're aware or they're on their journey, and they are where they are, and they are where they're meant to be, and I'm where I am, and I'm meant to be where I'm meant to be. But my soul has taken a massive leap in consciousness in the last 4 to 6 months. The finite mind is still playing catch up right now because it's still attempting to cultivate the words that are hiding within the wisdom well, and that's by bringing forth other souls who are speaking the language that I feel like I already am in, and they are mirroring the words that I can speak back out and mirror it back to you, which you have those same words because it's hiding within your wisdom well. Everything that I am, you are. Everything that I know, you know. The only difference is the wisdom is not buried under a pile of trash with me now, or it's not hiding in the wisdom well as much as it used to be. Whereas for you, if I'm making you aware of it now, it's because it's been hiding under a pile of trash. And I'm basically sweeping away that trash to make it aware in your consciousness. That's what I'm doing. I'm definitely gonna get a new webcam because, like, I love the quality of my Mac camera, but this green light is kind of bothering me, and I could put a little tape over, but I don't wanna do that. Um, I do have another camera, but too much of a hassle to, like, undo that camera. Anyways, getting off topic. Um, let's see what else my soul wants to share. Being still. I know it's not easy to just be still because, like, we've been bombarded with so much information, constant, like, constant attention. Attention is our current is a currency, just so you know. So, like, when somebody gets your attention, that's currency. So, like, when, you're watching somebody, like, their content, like my content or anybody else's content, you may not think that you're paying anything. So they're giving it for free. Like, this may seem like it's free, but you're paying with your attention, and that attention is your currency to putting energy towards listening to me go on and on, like, a little bit of a rant. So attention is being captivated from like 10 million places. Like, imagine, for example, your phone. We have to have all these apps, right? All these apps to, like, keep us away from not looking at our phone, like, off, like a screen off time, and this app to do this, and this app to do that. When in reality, just put your damn phone away and just sit and be still. And that's the thing that I'm so grateful that I got that opportunity to do back in 2020 when I threw my phone into the drawer for 9 months because I got to work on myself. And I didn't have this exact phone. I had another phone, and I threw it into the drawer for 9 months, and I was just, like, locked in. I was focused on, like, personal growth every day, just growing, learning. At the time, I was saying learning because I didn't feel like I knew anything, but now that I've turned the tables around, I'm not learning anymore. I'm literally just collecting data and information that's already within myself and making me re-aware. And that's another way of saying that I'm learning without saying that I'm learning, if that makes sense. Because learning puts you in a paradigm as like you don't know, or it puts you in a paradigm like you're beneath and that you're attempting to achieve something when in reality you're already at here. You just have to realize that you're already up here and let go of all the things that is not serving you anymore. And, as I keep practicing speaking and I keep practicing sharing these ideas, this is gonna keep evolving. And the way I'm gonna speak is gonna keep evolving. And the way I keep sharing information is gonna keep evolving. And the way I present myself is gonna keep evolving. And why I'm sharing this right now is because sometimes I still, like I said, my finite mind is still attempting to catch up to what my soul already knows, and now the finite mind is processing, "How do I articulate it back in a way that logical and makes sense?" And that's why these new mirrors have shown up to help cultivate the languaging so that I can mirror it back to you so that it's succinct and it makes sense to your soul so that your soul can then take it and mirror it back to other souls and recreate the ripple. And I'm here not to arm and I was saying I'm here to arm you with spiritual and intellectual wisdom. No, I'm not. I'm actually not here to do that. What I'm here to do is to remind you and reflect back at you and to make you aware of the spiritual and intellectual wisdom that you already possess within yourself. And all I'm doing is sweeping away the trash that has been covering it or sending that bucket down into your wisdom well and pulling it back up and revealing to you, here you go. You already have the answer. It's right here. I just served it to you. Yeah. One thing I also desire to share is you are like I say this every day. You are the master creator of your reality. Now, there's a new th this is a thought that just came through to recently to make it back into my awareness. You know, they say thoughts create things. That's not true. Thoughts without emotional conviction does not without, keyword is without emotional conviction does not create your reality. How many times have you prayed or you thought of something and it didn't come into existence? It's until you put emotional conviction into the thought, which amplifies and magnifies said thought, that it will then be created into your reality. So, this is why, like, when others are sharing words, like quotes and words, and like, I you can call me a word police or a wordsmith, but I take what they said and see, can it go deeper? Can it is it lacking something? And I don't mean lacking in a sense of like, your words aren't powerful. What I'm sharing is like, is it missing something? Like that extra oomph. So like when I don't know if it was Napoleon Hill that says thoughts create things or someone else said that. No, it's emotional conviction that amplifies your thoughts that then creates things. Because without the amplification of your emotional conviction towards your thoughts actually do not create things. And I've thought a lot about a lot of things, and I put wacky emotional energy to it, and it didn't come through. It didn't come true. But when I was convicted, when I had this not convicted, what the hell am I saying? When I was had this conviction is the word I was attempting to say. When I had this conviction within myself that it's gonna come to pass, sure enough, it came to pass. My point to say all this, and everything is looped and linked together. Question things. Just because you see a quote and you think that this person is like has millions of followers and they know stuff, that's not necessarily true. I've seen a lot of quotes that I've torn down and I've rebuilt it, that's even more potent and powerful than what the original quoter said. For example, there was a quote that says, "The day you were born, you look like your parents. The day you die, you look like your choices." And they left it at that. I'm like, "Okay." It was lacking a little bit of stuff, so I was had to add some oomph to that. So I said, The day you were born, you look like your parents. The day you die, you look like your choices. Choose wisely and choose decisively. Meaning don't fester and overthink. Choose wisely and choose decisively. Because you only have this one opportunity called life. And I had to change that because you have more than one opportunity. And I shifted it to choose wisely and choose decisively and know thyself. Know thyself. Like know thyself. And now I'm going to get into believing, faith, and knowing because now I feel called to talk about these three words. Once upon a time, I didn't even know what the word believe was. Can you believe that? That wasn't even in my conscious awareness. Like it was buried inside of my soul, but my mind was like, what is believing? I never had any proof of believing. And then the word faith. Faith? Really? What the hell is faith? Now, during these 5 years, I was growing through from going from believing to faith and then to knowing. Now, believing is the starting point. If you're just starting out, you haven't done any personal development work, you haven't done any deep inner work, you have to at least believe that you can change. That's where I was starting out. And, part of me was so disassociated to my old self that I like, how do I help my old self? Like, I'm so far gone, I can't help my old self. But then I have to remember that my old self had to start learning to believe. I didn't know how to believe. And how did I start believing? By just taking action and, like, doing things like affirmations, visualization, even though it felt like a lie, it felt fake, it felt unreal, it felt untrue, I still did it. It was like, fake it until you make it kinda thing. And then over time, I started seeing physical evidence because that inner world was already starting to shift, which then mirrored out to my outer world, and it gave me, visual feedback that, "Oh, okay, this is working. So let me keep going." So I started having belief. Now, I went from belief to faith, and faith is a little bit more powerful than believing. Faith is having a level of trust that it's a level of trust that things are working, and it's, but you don't fully know. You're still kinda in that in-between stage of, like, "Is God, like, really helping me?" Or I'm gonna play these little games, say, "Hey, God, will you show me a random blah, blah, blah today? Ones I've never seen." That's the game that I was playing. And then, of course, God would show it to me because I was creating it from my inner world because I was putting emotional conviction to see it and not putting the importance that, "Oh, I have to see it, like, exactly here, or it has to be like this." No, I said, "I'm gonna see this random Rubik's Cube, one that I've never seen before," and I let go of the importance, and I trust that God was gonna show it to me, and sure enough, that happened. Now, faith was feeling abundant in truest happiness or truest harmony, and it starts with feeling, which is emotional conviction. Feeling abundant in truest happiness or feeling abundant in truest harmony. That's the faith acronym. So I started cultivating faith and I started really seeing, oh, things are actually happening. But this year, it's now gone beyond faith to knowing. Now, Nero again said something which was very powerful, and I'm gonna say it in my own words, but he says that faith still leaves room for doubt, meaning because faith is basically trusting, and trusting still has room for doubt. But knowingness, there is no doubting. You just know. So, like an example, Do you have to believe you can breathe? I said this yesterday on my walk and talk. Do you have to believe that you can breathe, or do you just know that you can breathe? Do you have to have faith that you can talk? Do you have to have faith that if you turn on the light switch, that the light will turn on? Do you have to have faith that that's gonna work? Or do you just know? Like, besides we're stating the obvious, of course, if the light is working. We're not getting all technical here, but, like, we know the light works. So, if you go to hit the light switch, are you gonna have belief and faith that the light's gonna turn on, or do you just know the light's gonna turn on? Or, for example, do you know that you're gonna eat? Do you know how to eat, or do you have to have faith and trust or belief that you will know how to eat? No, you're gonna just know how to eat. You won't have to think about, "I believe that I can eat. Have faith that I can eat." No, you just know that you can eat. Just like you know that you can walk, just like you know that you can breathe, just like you know that you can smell. And this is so perfect because it's coming full circle. Knowing this is so much more powerful than believing in faith because, again, that Bible verse, "Be still and know," not "Be still and believe" or "Be still and have faith." "Be still and know that I am God." Mic drop. Be still and know that I am God. Not be still and have faith, not be still and believe, but be still and know that I am God or that you are God. Your knowingness goes way beyond believing in faith. And I bring this up because do you believe that you can have the things that you desire, or do you know that you can have the things that you desire? Feel those words. Like, ask yourself, do you believe you can have the things you desire, or do you know you can have the things that you desire? Just listen to the how you're saying those words. You have to be really intentional when you're speaking and hearing yourself, whether you're speaking it aloud or mentally within. Do you feel the shift in the words between believe and know? Even as I say believe and know, can you feel the difference? Chances are you will know the difference. And you see, I said the word know the difference, not believe the difference or having faith in the difference, but knowing the difference. There's one thing that I'm in the process of undoing, and it was the I know everything like feeling. That's what I'm currently working on right now within myself. Undoing that programming that, like, saying that I know makes you feel like some egotistical, arrogant person. That's what I thought. Or like you're arrogant or you're condescending or you're cocky, but it's not anything about that. It's about and saying like I know stops you from learning? Well, first of all, no, it doesn't because you already have all the information within. All that someone is doing, like myself, is mirroring back to you what you already have within yourself to make you reaware, to bring it into your conscious awareness. That's it. Period. The end. So that's what I'm currently undoing within myself because that was a programming that I was holding on for a long time that, like, I shouldn't say I know. 'Cause saying I know, if somebody's sharing something, it's like, "Yeah, I know." Yeah, there's a way of saying "I know" and then saying, "Yeah, I already know that." Tonality. Saying, "Thank you for sharing, yeah, I'm aware or I know," is good, but then saying it like, "You don't have to tell me, I already know that." There are different ways, there are nuances to saying the same words, but with different tonality. So, just be mindful when you're speaking, whether internally with God or externally to another version of yourself, how you are saying things. Be very present with what you're saying and when you're speaking. This is a thing that I had to learn. It's a weird feeling. I currently don't have in my conscious awareness the wording to explain this feeling. It's in there. I just have to pull it out. But basically, it's a feeling of like I can feel something. Like when I'm speaking, I can feel like this ever presentness of what I'm sharing in the moment, and it's pretty cool. I really desire that the stream had piano music. I mean, if it did, awesome. But I'm sure it's not. I'm sure it's just you're hearing my voice. I'm really grateful that, even if it's just me sharing with myself, that I get to look at these videos 5 years, 10 years from now and see the evolution of how far I've come. And God, I wish that I had done this 5 years ago because I would see this shift and change, this evolution of my soul from 2019 up until now. It's a massive leap in consciousness. But only I know that leap more than anybody because I wasn't documenting majority of it except for those few YouTube videos here and there. And I'm grateful that I did those videos because they are a test of, like, the evolution. Because you go back and you hear some of my the way I used to speak, it's different. And I was saying words like, "I'm trying," and "I want," and "I need." Like, those words are literally eliminated from my vocabulary. The only time I will say the word "try" is if I'm going to, like, try on an outfit or I try on or I'm gonna try that 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 food or something. I'll never ever say the word, "I'm trying so hard." No, that word doesn't exist. It's either do or attempt. There is no try. Because trying puts you in this weird, like, lackey energy, and wanting and needing also puts you in this lackey type energy. And the last time I checked, we're gods, all of us. Gods don't lack anything. In fact, that's very disrespectful for you to be lacking something. You're not a slave, you're a god. No one of us is a slave. Every one of us is a god. We just been programmed to think that we are human and that we're not a god. Yes, we're in these vessels, and they do have their physical limitations that we are bound by the 3D world, but our 5D dimension is when we close our eyes, we shut out the 3D world. We're basically going into our inner room that only we know that we can then access God. And we close our eyes and we can start feeling some things. 'Cause we're not looking outside. Our eyes are a very good computer, you can say, or an information exchanger. Like, I can look at my basketball and I can feel like I can throw that ball and, like, be like Steph Curry. I can look at my microphone and feel like I'm in this amazing podcast. But if I close my eyes, that feeling goes way beyond, way beyond. I can visualize myself that I'm next to Steph Curry and I'm just draining threes with him. This microphone, I can visualize that it's not just one microphone, but there's like a panel of us speaking, having a conversation, sharing it onto YouTube. The 3D world has a limit. Our mind has a gatekeeper that we're the gatekeeper of the mind, and we have to break that gatekeeper. There is no limit except for the limits that you impose upon yourself. And this is what I've been undoing. I've been undoing the limits, the limitations that was placed upon me either by myself or through another mirror, but even though I created those mirrors, to place those programs so that I could undo them. Yeah. So, when we're closing our eyes and we're going within, like, for me, I it was really interesting that when I used to go within, and it still happens from time to time, that I only see negativity. I'm like, "Why am I even seeing this?" Like, I'm attempting to see, like, I'll make up something right now, a pink unicorn with rainbows. Let's just say that. Something so out there. Pink unicorn with rainbows. But when I close my eyes, I see, like, a tiger eating the unicorn. Why am I seeing that? And I just learned to and I just became aware, I should say, of, like, let that thought come through and let it pass. Let it pass. It's just a thought, let it pass. Don't feed it energy, just let it pass. Keep focusing on what I do desire to see within by closing my eyes and, like, I desire to see that pink unicorn with rainbows. I desire to see that pink unicorn with rainbows. And not saying it out loud, but really just, like, putting emotional conviction that I know that I can see that pink unicorn with rainbows, and sure enough, I can see it. Once upon a time, I used to tell myself I couldn't even visualize. I put a self-imposed limitation that I could not visualize. I can't visualize, I can't see, I close my eyes, I can't see anything, I can't see. Do you know how ridiculous that is? Now I know that there is a I don't know if you can call it a condition. I forget the name, but, like, there are people who can't visualize. But here's the thing, visualization doesn't necessarily mean sight. Visualization can be feeling. Now, do I know what a pink unicorn with rainbows feels like? Well, no, but I do know what a horse feels like, and that's close enough. I've pet a horse before. I've touched the mane, the back of the mane. I've never touched the face, but, like, I've I've touched the back of the horse. I sat on a horse before when I was younger, so I know that feeling. I can imagine that feeling. So visualization is not necessarily using your eyesight or your m or your mind. It's literally a feeling as well. Mm. Because I just brought up eyesight, I'm gonna talk about eyesight and mindsight. So eyesight, we see things as they are. Like I see my room, but mindsight can see beyond what's in this room. It can feel the energy. And a lot of us, I'm not gonna say should or ought to. However, I'm gonna say that a lot of us must start learning to, and not even learning, must start using mindsight over eyesight. Seeing things for what they are, not as they are, or maybe vice versa. I'm still processing that right now. Mindsight is seeing, okay, I'll use an example, a homeless person. We use our eyes and we see the homeless person on the street. And we're like, some of us are gonna judge. "Ugh, I'm not gonna go near that person. Probably he's gonna ask me for money or something." But then if we use our mind sight, close our eyes, we're not even having to you don't even have to close your eyes when you're using mind sight. You use mind sight, like, that's just another version of me. Let me see what I can do to help him out or help her out. Perceiving things with mind sight, which is basically using the eyes of God, viewing things from the eyes of God. And my soul sister Olga, she listened to a woman who gave a prayer, which, funny enough, it was meant for me because this woman, she said, "I can never hear God." Why? And I used to say this all the time, like, "I can't hear God. Why do you get to hear God? Like, why are you? Who do you think you are to be more special to hear God? Why can't I hear God?" And every single one of you can hear God, and it used to piss me off so much because number one, I said I can't hear God, so I'm already putting a limitation. Number two, I wasn't I wasn't silencing myself. I wasn't quieting down. I wasn't just relax and be still and know that you're God. I wasn't doing that. I was not being still and just being, and not even being. I was just like acting like a standard human being, and a standard human being, not to put any labels, is just constantly distracted, constantly distracted. And I started, and I'm still a work in progress, to be still and get into a relaxed state and do nothing. And I kid you not, when I get into a relaxed state and I do nothing, I'm not thinking about anything, even though thoughts will come through, I'm not giving it any attention. I'm like, okay, that thought came through, whatever. Okay, whatever. Like, I'm just like sitting, my eyes are closed. You can be sitting, you can be laying down, you can fall asleep, just do nothing, and you will hear God. And back to the lady, she started to ask out loud and internally, "God, attune my eyes to see what you see. Attune my ears to hear what you hear." Now I'm kind of paraphrasing and kinda changing, but you're gonna get the point. "Attune my mouth to speak what you desire for me to speak. Attune my mind to think what you're thinking." And I was like, "Wow, that's pretty powerful." And she exchanged that information with me, and now I'm starting to implement that as a daily reminder to get in attunement with God, one with Creator. Truthfully, that's all we're all here to really do and be is to we come down here forgetting 99.999% of us forget everything about our past and the truth of who we are, to come down to forget to learn when I say learn, to gather some information that develop certain patterns and things to then having to go through this shift and then undo, unbecome, unlearn, and remember and realize who we truly are at the end of all this. That's what we're all here to do. That's what life is about, literally. Because at the end of the day, you know, we came down here to experience life and experience all the luxurious things about life. Now, unfortunately, not everybody's gonna get to experience that because it's based on their limiting beliefs that they cultivated and life was showing them. And once upon a time, that was my life, and now that's changing and evolving little by little. And this is why I'm documenting every day I possibly can, no matter what I'm feeling, whether I'm feeling great or I feel like shit, to just come on and shoot the shit with y'all and let it out. And the thing is, like, when I share, it may not be the most polished thing I'm sharing. It may not be the most flowy thing that goes in order. Sometimes I break my train of thought and I share something completely something else and I get back to it. I do that simply because I'm just being me. There are other content creators out there. If you feel aligned to watch them, go watch them. I'm not holding a gun to your head to stay and watch my content. I'm here to just mirror back wisdom that you already have within yourself and make you aware and bring that back into your conscious awareness. That's all I'm doing. That's all I'm here to do. And whether it comes out one way or it comes out another way, my soul is bringing it out the way it desires to bring it out. Yeah, this is why I call it, well, because it's Thursday, Thursday thoughts. Thoughts that I'm just contemplating, thinking, feeling, and it's a great thing that I get this ability to share my wisdom. Now, I see that it's starting to get a little dark, so let me do this. Hey, Google, turn on light. There we go. We have some light. It's gonna adjust. I have like these, I have like a ring light and I have, like these other lights I can use, but they take time to set up. And because, like, it's starting to get a little bit later in the afternoon here in Toronto, and the sun is currently hiding because the clouds are covering it, it's, the color, like, it's gonna start getting dark very soon. Yeah. I'm really grateful that whoever decided to jump on and say hello. I saw Christopher, he jumped on, he said hello, and he asked how when's my birthday. So, for those of you, my birthday is April 2nd, the day after April Fools. I was born at 1:01 AM. on April 2nd, 1985. That's my physical birthday. My spiritual birthday, because I have a spiritual birthday, is October 6th, 2019. So I'm technically 5 years old with my spiritual birthday. My physical vessel, this meat suit, is 39 years old. Yeah, I'm curious about something. I don't think music's playing in the background. I doubt it, but it would be cool to know that music was playing in the background all this time, but I'm sure it's not. Let's see. I am on my phone. I do love how it says I'm live, so at least now I know what it looks like when I'm live because it says I'm live right there. Now I know what it looks like when I'm live. It says I'm live right there. Yeah, no, there's no music playing. Yeah, no, there's no music. Okay, okay. I'll figure out how to stream music the next time. We're gonna get music playing, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna figure it out. I will figure it out. And yeah, I'm gonna check something because it sounded weird, but I don't know. It's all good. My microphone is top notch, so I don't think I've messed around with any settings. I don't think I did anyways. Pretty sure everything's exactly where it's supposed to be. This is why it's also cool to have somebody to be like a tester. Um, but all divine, all good, all good. No, that's that's perfectly fine. Yep, it's just a headphone. All right, whatever. We're good. So yeah, kind of just took a pause there for a moment, playing around with stuff. Yeah, I'm really grateful that I was gifted this opportunity to wake up now. Part of me on Monday, this past Monday, I was like, "Why did you wake me up? I'd rather have just stayed asleep because I'm not where I desire to be, and I blah, 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 and I blah, 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 blah." I was, like, going on, and the mind was, like, taking over. I'm like, like, I can see myself, like, the 3rd person, like, "What is going on with me? What's happening here? Like, why am I even doing this?" And I'm like, "Okay, stop, relax, all is good, all is good." And as I'm sharing that right now, I can feel something, I can feel, like, the joy, and I'm glad that that happened, and I'm sure that's gonna happen again. I'm sure the mind's gonna take over, and it's gonna be like, "Why, God? Why? Why this and why that?" And blah, 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 and just, like, it won't it's just like, "Relax, okay, relax." Mm. I was gonna ask ChatGPT something earlier, and I was gonna actually do it live on this, like, video chat, like, this li live stream, but, can't for the life of me remember what I was gonna ask it. Oh, well, whatever, whatever. Point being, I'm grateful that, on Monday when I had that low vibe day and I went back outside on the trail and I was like, "Why, God? Why am I not where I'm meant to be? Like, why am I still here?" And I was becoming the victim, playing the victim again. Like, why? Why am I not where I'm meant to be? Like, why? Why is that? And it was so interesting that, like, while it was happening, I could see myself, and I'm like, "Okay, this is the mind. This isn't me. This is the mind." And later on in the evening time, I just sat with myself, and I was like, "Okay, relax. It happened. We're not gonna beat ourselves up, and what do we do from now? Do we continue to be in the present moment and keep ruminating on this shit? Or do we now step into the present moment as the master creator that we are because we're not a slave, we're not a victim, and continue to cultivate and build momentum from that state of presentness, beingness, the now?" And sure enough, as I was doing that, I was able to shift and riding the momentum in every present moment. And since Tuesday or since Monday night, I've been riding that momentum little by little, catching myself. Oh, like this morning, I was like, it was saying something like, "I hear you. We're not entertaining that. I hear you. We're not entertaining that." And when I say that to myself, I'm not disregarding my mind and, like, ignoring it or being mean to it. What I'm doing is, I hear you, so I'm acknowledging it. And then I say it kindly, I'm not going to entertain it, or we're not gonna entertain it, meaning that me and the mind are one. I'm not separate from the mind. I'm building that relationship, that trust, so that the mind knows that it's not separate from me, and I'm not separate from it. We're one, and that, "No, we're not entertaining this." And I'm seeing how this process goes, and it's pretty interesting to see how it goes. Yeah. I just had another thought. I remember when I used to when I used to sit and record myself, not go live, but just record myself. I was like, "These people are gonna think I'm crazy. They're gonna think like, what am I saying? What am I doing?" I'm so grateful that, like, I started breaking out of, like, I don't care what anybody thinks about me anymore. It's such a cool trait to not have a damn care in the world what anybody thinks about you. Now, of course, I'm not gonna go and cause a scene in the public eye or, like, seek attention and do all that shit. Like, what I'm that's not what I'm here to do. What I'm here to do is to speak and share and be of service and bring value and be of service into your life and be that mirror reminding you, not teaching you and not telling you, but reminding you and reflecting back at you what you already know. And it's so cool. And, here's the thing, this is the thing that this is, I guess, unique to me that, you know, every time I watch, like, any spiritual person, like, share a personal development person, I always felt like they're better than me. Not that they ever said that, but I put the perception that they're always better than me because they're much further ahead of me. They have more of this, they have more of that. They're they they're more likable, they're more this, and I was like, "Wait a minute. All they are is that they just taken some action with the information that was made visible to them. That's all this is. What's different between us is literally awareness. What's visible to you and what's invisible to you. What's visible to me and what's visible to you. That's it. And how do we bridge that gap? We just share information with one another, and it puts us all on the same playing field. That literally takes away the teacher-student paradigm or the speaker and, like, we're we're learning from somebody. No, we're not learning anything. We already have all the information. All we're doing and all they're doing is exchanging information with each other to bring it into your conscious awareness to make the thing visible to your soul. Well, it's really to your mind because your soul already knows. Making the thing that's visible so that you are now aware of said information. That's all this is. And I was like, changing the perspective and the paradigm and the perception of this is so fucking cool that literally it puts us all on the same playing field as souls, equal as souls, not this person's better than me because blah, 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 or this person is less than me because I know blah, 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 because that's what I was doing too. And that's spiritual egotism. But putting it at the level of like, you have said information that I'm currently not aware of and that you're just making me aware of by sharing that said information, by sending down that bucket into my wisdom well and pulling it up and making me consciously aware and making it visible. And I am doing the same in return, where I'm sending down the bucket into your wisdom well, pulling up the wisdom well bucket to bring it into your awareness to make it visible. That's all we're doing. Plain and simple, the end. That's how simple as it's going to get. There is no, oh, I'm the teacher and you're the student and I'm the one, blah, 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 blah. Because, like, that's what society has taught us that there's teacher student. So, like, there is someone that's going to know more than you. And this shit has to break. Sure. In schools, don't even get me started with schools because that's a conversation all into itself. Sure, there's an adult teaching in class, but really, it's just exchanging information with the students, with the kids. We're equal, is what I'm getting at. My goal is to break all this, the levels, the hierarchy, you can call it, and bring it to a fact that we're all equal. There is no teacher, there is no student, there is no guides. There are just mirrors. That's it. Every one of us has information. Look, I can prove something to you. Go and watch. Well, when you're at a playground, observe how kids play. Not even it, or heck, if you have your own kid, just observe them playing. How present are they? They have no judgment. They have no care in the world. All they care about is playing with their toys or whatever they're doing. And why I'm sharing that is they're great information exchanger on how to be present in the now. They don't care about the color of your skin. They don't care about if they have food on their face. All they care about is their toys and being in the now. They didn't form the patterns and identities that we as adults form based on experiences that we had to grow through, based on other people, other mirrors saying, "Hey, you have food on your face. Hey, you look kinda weird today. Hey, that makeup looks weird on you." Kids don't care about any of that shit. So they're great information exchangers on how to be present and let go of judgment. Kids do not judge. The judgment starts when they get older and other kids also start, you know, judging, and then your kid starts judging, and then everybody starts judging, and then they form patterns and identities, and then they have to grow through their life experience to undo all the crap. Some of them get unscathed, most of us do not get unscathed. Some of us go through more difficulty because we chose that path for a much greater soul progression, But yeah, like, ours, they are kids are great information exchangers, and I bring this up because they even in schools, they can educate teachers on how to have patience with them, how to handle a difficult situation if said kid is having a tantrum. So every one of us are information exchangers, not teachers, not students. Now, of course, you can change a perspective around teacher and student as information exchangers, but I like information exchangers because it's all encompassing, it's all inclusive as we're all exchanging information. Doesn't matter what language you speak, doesn't matter what religion you're in, doesn't matter what culture you're in, doesn't even matter if you're what gender you are or what you identify as. We're all exchanging information. Period, the end. Kinda really wish that they added a feature where you can just add music without having to share your screen, but that's whatever. 'Cause if I add this to the stage, it's gonna play, or I think it's gonna play, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm about to end this live very soon, but before I end the live, I desire to again just send all my unconditional love to my American family who is celebrating Thanksgiving today. Have a beautiful rest of your Thanksgiving with your family. Remember to be present. Remember to give thanks, not just because you're having turkey and stuffing and all that, but actually sit down, be present with one another, and give thanks. Now, I know some of you may have tradition where you're watching football and you don't really sit around at a table, but for those of you who do or don't, just find a way to just say thank you and be present. Be present with one another today. Not to say that this is a more special day than any other day, because every single day is technically Thanksgiving Day. You call it Gratitude Day. Every day is basically a day to give thanks. And there's a weird Wi-Fi signal showing up, so that must be my cue to, like, call it a wrap. Um, so yeah, but oh, nope, that doesn't weird why that's popping up now. Connection's unstable, blah, 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 blah. If you're on Wi-Fi, try playing yeah, sure, whatever. That means I'm gonna call it a wrap. So, with that being said, everybody, let's take a moment to just take a couple deep breaths in. There is no right or wrong way. You can choose to do long breath, short breath, but just be present with your breath. Just allow it to be. All is good. And I'm proud of you. No matter where you are, what you're doing, what you're being, keep going. The reason why you're here is because you have a purpose. You have a mission. You may not know what that is right now, but that's okay. You're figuring it out. Yeah. Remember, Every present moment that you are the master creator, creation is finished. Everything that you created has a is an advantage to your soul. And with that, I love you. You matter. I know you've got this. I don't have to even share that anymore with you, but you know you've got this. Keep going. And the reason why you're still here, because the universe said or God said that I ain't done with you. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. Your existence wouldn't have mattered. That's why I say you matter. And even if you think or you feel like you don't matter, oh, you do. You do matter. Again, you wouldn't exist, plain and simple, period, the end, if you didn't. But the universe, God, said, we require one of you. You're one of one. You're 1 in 400 trillion, or whatever the ratio is. How freaking rare are you? You are a lottery. Every day you get to wake up, you're a lottery. You get to wake up. Feel that. Embody that. Know that. Let go of comparison, let go of judgment. Love thyself. Know thyself. Remember thyself. Realize who you truly are. Not become anything. That's it. Be still and know that I am God. And come right back full circle. Be still and know that you are God. Be still and know that you are God. Or another way, be still and know that you are the master creator. Be still and know that you are the universe. Be still that you are all entities. When I say all entities, I mean all of the ascended masters, all of like every one of the names that you can think of. Jesus, Buddha, Abraham, Muhammad, Brahma, Krishna, uh, Yahweh, Shakti, Shiva, Krishna. I already probably said Krishna. Like every name, Thoth, Hermes, you're every one of them. There are their consciousness is within you. They are you and you are them. Period. The end. So be still and know that you are God. And as always, may your heart be your guiding key. This. And let these two work in alignment. You will you already are unstoppable. You just have to know that and allow these two to work together. But until then, you're gonna be playing either small, you're gonna not be good enough, you're gonna feel unworthy. But these two, when worked in unison with your soul, you're fucking unstoppable. That's it. So with that, that was interesting. Like the Wi-Fi signal goes off when I say that. All right. Well, with that, feel like that's a wrap. Until tomorrow, which I'll be back on my phone, on my live, on YouTube. For those who are on Facebook watching, I am now exclusively doing really YouTube lives, and I'll be doing my Full Body Friday, and it's called Full Body Friday, and I forget the other name, but like I'm calling it the Daily Elevation Live until I feel like the name doesn't suit it anymore, and to go beyond that. the Daily Elevation Live or the Daily Transcendence Live or Transcendence. I don't know. Still playing around with names. But yeah, I'll be back on YouTube tomorrow around 11 Eastern time, 11 AM Eastern time. I'll be doing the full body workout, sharing some wisdom, and yeah, shooting the shit with y'all. So, thank you all for tuning in, and again, be still and know that you, yeah, you are God. I love you. Bye for now.